I finished Dinoblade recently, and the question you may be wondering is Dinoblade worth playing? And personally, based on my short time with the game, I would say yes. However, whether you should play may be a bit more complicated than that. So Dinoblade is an indie-like Souls game where you play as none other than the goated Spinosaurus, wielding a giant sword in your jaws, and honestly, for some like me, that might be more than enough to sell you on the game. I mean, you get dinosaurs and swords? Despite that, I will say this game definitely does come with a good few flaws. From a gameplay perspective, the game is pretty simple as far as compared to other Souls-likes. There are several swords you can earn or find throughout the game, but the base, light, and heavy attacks as well as their attack chains remain unchanged no matter which one you wield. Different swords do have different built-in abilities though, such as the Greybone Greatsword, which makes your sword combos faster than normal, or the Ancient Greatsword, which increases the damage to your next attack after a perfect parry. Besides that, there's also several abilities you can unlock and use with Resonance, or this game's version of Mana. One such ability is a summoning ability that will summon one of the formerly defeated bosses of your choice, kind of akin to how you can equip and summon fallen enemy spirits in Black Myth Wukong. Plus, each of the summons will give you a different small passive benefit as well to your good old Spino. My personal favorite ability to use though was definitely Meteor Zone, which is just the perfect aura farming sword multi-slash. The other vital part of the gameplay is the parrying. Like Sekiro Eliza P, there is this game's version of a stagger bar, which can be increased by parrying or dealing damage, although parrying attacks are the more effective way to build it up, in which upon filling the bar and getting one more perfect parry, you'll unleash one powerful counter attack. So yeah, while you could dodge and attack and get through most of the game, parrying is definitely rewarded here and definitely feels good to do, especially against some of the later bosses in the game. Speaking of bosses, I'm not gonna lie, as far as it goes for a Souls-like game, at least comparatively speaking, the bosses can be somewhat lackluster. A lot of the bosses, both main story and side bosses, can feel very basic and easy to defeat for the majority of the game, especially if you're using the special resonance abilities. It just ends up feeling like the difficulty curve rises very, very slowly, with a few exceptions towards the end of the game, especially the last two bosses, as they both kicked my ass a lot before and forced me to learn their attack patterns, parry windows to a T, and it felt satisfying as hell to beat them both. But even if the difficulty curve is one that blooms late, the game is ultimately still fun either way. Besides that, while the world does look nice, it is pretty barren and the game is pretty short. Overall, it only took me 8 hours to beat the game, and that was with exploring and defeating every optional boss, so you can definitely do it in a shorter time frame. And while there is a boss rush mode post game, I do still wish there was more here, and hopefully if there is any DLC or follow-up games, we can get a more expansively designed world with some more depth and exploration to it, and honestly just a bigger project overall. Some expansion to the lore would definitely be appreciated as well, because as far as the story goes, there really isn't too much here. There's some interesting concepts introduced, especially at the end of the game, that bring up a bunch of questions as to the world and what other beings outside of the dinosaurs exist, and what the purpose of the dinosaurs even is within the state of this world that we're playing through, as there is some alluding to something grander than Dino have swords, but it's never explored or explained as anything relating to the interesting concepts of the story is regulated to the tail end of the game. Granted, as far as a first title that spawned from a viral animation, by the way, I think it's a great first game with plenty of potential if those behind the scenes decide to continue forward with DLC or another game or whatever else they decide to do. Overall, I think it's a really fun game and a great experience, and despite it being a bit janky at times, the combat is still very satisfying and fluid, especially when you learn to parry strings of attacks coming at you. It's definitely a niche game, even within the niche of Souls-like games themselves. So if you're somebody who's just trying to look for the next revolutionary thing in Souls-like games, this game's probably not for you, but if you're somebody who likes the design of how Souls-like games play, and you like dinosaurs, well, this might be the game for you. Right now, the game is sitting at 20 bucks on Steam, and there is a free demo to try out as well if you're still a little bit iffy on whether or not you have interest in the game. At the moment, any chance of a console port is just depending on how well the passion project that is Dinoblade does. And yeah, just to clarify, yes, I'm severely biased. I love dinosaurs, and I love swords. This game just hits the right spot for me. So if you're somebody who also geeks out at the idea of dinosaurs wielding swords, please let me know what you think about this game down below. Whether you end up playing the game or not, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, even if it is just geeking out about your favorite dinosaurs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.